Yeah, that whole situation was I was in my two-bedroom apartment walking down a small hall, and I instantly heard that dun, 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 and all of that, and I was like, oh man, that would be cold if somebody put 808s on that and like flipped it, just the back end, like not the whole song.
Yep.
So I remember doing that beat in my apartment, my two-bedroom apartment. I did it on the dining room table. And so at that time, I still wanted to incorporate a lot of drums. So I was like,
Hmm.
okay, I'm gonna do the front end, with the production, the producer side, and then on the back end, I'll do like some drum stuff. So the next day, I shot the drum stuff, got it all in, and I uploaded the video on Instagram and TikTok at the same time, back to back. And so, uh, something different happened that night on TikTok. Usually TikTok, you got to give it a couple of hours before people start viewing it, because people don't really get on TikTok until like 7 p.m. Western time. So something different happened that night. I remember finishing up my work in the studio in my parents' garage, and my phone just kept going off. And I was like, what's going on? And I looked, and it was TikTok. And like I would refresh my homepage. Every time I refreshed my homepage, it was like 20 followers. Refresh again, 40 followers. Refresh again, 75 followers. Refresh again, 100 followers. And it just wouldn't stop, man. Like, and then I was looking at the views on the video, and it was like 1,000 views. Refresh. Like, I'm talking about seconds of refresh, and not like come back 3 minutes later.
Right.
Like, refresh, 2,000 views. Refresh, 2,100 views. Refresh, 3,000 views. And it just wouldn't stop. And I think it peaked that night. I think it peaked at like 20,000 views, like nonstop, like right in front of my face. And I was like, oh snap. And so
That's
people
crazy.
really resonated with it on TikTok. And then on Instagram, it was the typical Instagram, because it was majority of like musicians following me. So they got with it and they liked it, commented, a few fire emojis and stuff. And so it was
Hmm.
cool. And I was responding back to everybody. And then it just went silent on Instagram. It like peaked at like maybe 30,000, 40,000 views, something like that. It just stopped. And then on
Yeah.
TikTok, it just kept going. And so I was like, yo, this is crazy. So I literally went from 2,000 followers on TikTok, that by the next morning, I think I had 18,000 followers the next morning. And
Gosh.
so that's when I experienced like real virality in real time. But something happened that I didn't expect to happen. It ramped
Mm.
up again on Instagram. And so then uh it started to get more engagement. Of course, people were commenting, and I saw the views shoot up from, I think it peaked at like 40,000, I said, then it went to 50,000. And so I was like, cool, this is crazy.
Yeah.
Then it hit Instagram the way it hit TikTok, but it didn't happen the way that I thought it was going to happen. So come to find out, there's a page on TikTok. It's called Voice of Hair. And it's a ton of black women just doing hair, showing you their tutorials. Well, they already had like 2 million followers at the time on TikTok. They posted the video. They reposted someone else's video on Instagram, same profile. They got 2.1 million on TikTok, and at the time 2.1 million on Instagram. On Instagram, they reposted a young lady's video of her doing curls. She started with straight hair, then she did curls. Get ready with me kind of vibes.
Yeah.
That video originally had Bryson Tiller and her doing, I forget the name of the song at the moment, but it was a whole nother song. Anyway, they replaced the song with the Earth, Wind, and Fire cover. And the unexpected happened. That video had 5.1 million views with my sound
Sheesh.
on the reel. So for people who don't know, on Instagram, you can use people's sound from their video. So you can stitch it, you can however you want to do it. So
Mhm.
they were able to tie in my music with that video, and my profile is attached to the video. You can see my profile on the lower right hand corner. and they had 5.1 million views. And it literally got crazy. Like, that's when the same thing I saw on TikTok started happening on Instagram. So it blew my mind. I went from probably 12,000 to 18,000 to 20,000 by the end of the year, because I posted it in November of 2021. And going into the new year, I think I started 2022 with 20,000 followers. So it was wild. So from there, it was just wash, rinse, repeat. It was just like, okay, this is something. Like, this is really something. So I turned around and I flipped the I'll Be Sure tune right afterwards. And Night and Day. I flipped Night and Day right after that. And that video went viral right after the Earth, Wind, and Fire. And everybody was like, he strikes again. He did it again. What is this? And I did the same thing. It was the same format, everything.
Listen, I want to thank you for making it to the end of this clip. If you want to see the long form version of this, make sure you check out this video right here. Check out some of the links down below, and we'll talk to you guys on the next one. We out. Holla at your boy.